to score in transition. The Nuggets knew that and got back into their 2-3 zone. And Wiggins satellite off of them. Shot clock down to 5, and beautiful cut by Gary Harris to flip it up and in.
You always have to. He's got the physical tools to be a really good defender, but he's just got to work on it. And obviously, he's taken that to heart.
Wiggins turned it over, and guys are so talented on both ends. As Steph Curry hits a 3, and
to get back and play.
Porter, you can't give him even an out. He has no favorite spots. They're all good. But if you're not Steph Curry, find your sweet spots and shoot more of your threes from there.
And that's a good
Jokic. You play with him, you better be ready because he's such a good passer. And Jamal Murray, they put him on the block on Steph there.
He just switched off of him perfectly there. The little handoff screen, get out there and contest, and then you were making sure the people of Oakland realize that the Warriors only
need even more of a target. And even Bazemore's a 7-foot wingspan, so we're bad turnover. But we're do anything with respect to fans, but we'll see. Maybe we prove how well it works, and by
so, man, looking forward to it.
And I'm very curious to hear comments. Nice shot to make it as safe as possible. Nothing's perfect. This virus is a pretty tough thing, but we think that we can make it a very safe play. Kind of guy we want to have in this organization.
Wanamaker's got to play beat the clock, and he does with a nice reverse. That's probably the upper echelon of the West, Joe, but can you remember the Western
players, essentially, because we're all sacrificing here, and we're all trying to bring NBA basketball.
On people, there's no two ways about it.
He's great. He's the best, and such a great guy.
You need that when you have guys like Steph and Draymond Green, who are incredible passers. Steph is going to draw a lot of attention.
Curry does not miss usually the catch and shoot, but the extra effort.
Yeah.
And the Warriors couldn't for them in the playoffs.
It was.
There's Looney running the floor again.
Yes!
Steph.
There we go. Listen, he's a very important member of this team if he can stay healthy.
To Michael Green floating that in.
Nice break points, super aggressive defensively with their hands, activity.
Wiggins. Nice. Thick Oubre can guard point guards and made Murray give it up. And then there's Millsap hitting from deep.
More of a floor game. He's got good post game and all those things, but look, you can still take advantage of him on the band. Look, just behind the back.
Shot clock at 6. And there's Millsap. We said working on that 3. How about that? So Paul Millsap. I think you were slacking off. I'm not sure you and your staff were getting it all done.
One of those things where we have to be a little bit different than we've been. But
Ooh.
That was interesting too, right?
Flashy is going to be a blue-collar point guard. Just make the right decisions, right passes. What has impressed you?
Seen everything, and so they're going to step up into that role, and they're very capable.
Bob, what's the mood of the guys been like since thing that's gone on since the draft and not being able to make the bubble and not having played for a long time? What's the mood?
We mentioned this with Joe in that we've been in the league long enough that you start thinking of. Bob, tell us about Oubre and then all the 7-foot wingspans. This is the longest team.
I mean, just by playing basketball, those big hands in the passing lanes are a problem for offensive players.
That's when your defensive upside.
I love the do or die. Obviously, that's why March Madness is such a big deal. But I think the play-in game, yeah, we're very lucky. In some ways, feels like he's one of our oldest players. But he's young.
Still
right.
Have a positive test. So.
Yep.
Gary Harris leaking out, and he really is an intriguing player.
He just competes on both ends of the floor. Tough, gritty. You all happened in the Bahamas. He donated all the proceeds from his Valley Boys clothing line with you, but then it's not just the coaching staff, it's the players. It's having the kind of leadership of staff.
To Hartenstein.
Charge.
And that is an offensive foul. Marquise Chris drawing that.
He's outside the cylinder. Defense has
Nuggets first-round picks.
Remember, so he was highly touted coming out of high school, right? And
to pick up the dribble.
Denver's picked up their aggression defensively. They're more active.
And the drive and flip in and the floater. And now this is the straight line drive.
Well, Hampton was a little indecisive there. Defense. So that's where he needs to improve. But he is pretty athletic, and he's a really good rebounder too. Athletic guy in the world, so sometimes you got to get them before they get all the way up in the air.
Smailagic, pretty good defense. Wins and losses mean absolutely nothing.
Just about tuning up, get it right, work it out.
Najee, that's why they signed to Michael Green. Wanamaker top of the key. And Nico Mannion speaks Italian, and at the press conference, they both spoke Italian and Chinese. It was unbelievable. Yeah, that's crazy. Think about you're going to Curry's camp, and now your teammates with him.
Crazy.
Michael Mulder off the bench.
Yeah, and he's going to get that three-point shooting percentage up from last year.
Dozier and then Michael Mulder. Steve Kerr giving everybody an opportunity. Mulder's made one, and how about two? Mulder wanted to guard Devin Booker.
I do remember
Phoenix.
that. Oh my goodness! And they had like 8 bodies. And
Damian Lee hit.
About Smiley Geese, the learning curve is steep with him, and they're trying to do the best they can to help him.
Right, Newt tee up a 3 and have the Coliseum just exult.
But listen, hey, you're in this situation now. It's 97-97 tie game, late game situation. Mulder is still working.
It's garbage time. The game can disintegrate.
Yeah.
When you got a 3-point,
yeah, he does.
Omari Spellman, type that they're, every team wants to have one of those guys as Hampton. Rims that in. I'm giving you full love for that.
No, why are you taking shots at our education level?
You know
get into Kentucky, man.
You could see how Campazzo, he plays with kind of a spirit and an energy. Conchar, his second opportunity. Has that.
Getting the fans into it, the fans that are here.
Ball misses them both.
Missed them both.
Drop it off to Conchar. There's the 3. Rimmed it out, and that will do it for the preseason. Was that just a decision you made on your own with Chris DeMarco? Like, hey, I'm going to be a relentless worker.